All right, welcome back. And it is Friday and it is beer o'clock, as Ruff says. So,
Cheers.
everybody, cheers. So, it is 3 o'clock here. It is what? 8 o'clock there. Am I correct
8
there?
o'clock p.m., 8 p.m. here, yeah.
Yep. So,
Friday
we've got
night.
an hour till we can start swearing, but that's okay.
Oh, all right.
At least on your side of the pond. We've got a
Yeah.
couple hours. But hey, as long as we don't swear within the first 30 seconds, I think we're okay.
It's
I
5
have not
minutes.
had any issues
No,
with
5 minutes. You mustn't say, nearly said it there. You mustn't say anything in the first 5 minutes.
I haven't had really many issues like for that to be for a while there. I was getting a lot of issues with rum and cola.
Rum and cola.
Nice.
Oh, very
Yes.
posh.
Very posh. I was having trouble with some monetizations. They were limiting them, but I haven't had an issue for about a year now. After I kept, they probably got annoyed with me trying to or disputing them all.
With the all what? Sorry. What were you doing?
Disputing all the monetizations, they would limit it because we were talking. We would say that the Yahtzee name or the
This is why I have to say Yahtzee and Titler.
yeah.
And,
So I'd keep disputing them, so they'd have to watch my shit.
they go, we're not watching this.
Oh, so they're finally it started to work out. So I'm good on that. It haven't had any issues with that, which I always pay attention to just to see. Be like, hey, wait a second, no, that's not right.
Yeah, I think YouTube have got other issues to look at.
My 1,600 subscribers is nothing compared to some of the other stuff going on. So for sure. So, well, Ruff, it is Friday. How's your week been? Of course, we saw each other on Tuesday for Not a War Game Wednesday on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And had a great time. Looks like we're going to get slaughtered next time we get together.
I don't think that'll last very long, but it'd be great. We can start again, Yeah. So. And I'll tell you who's bought. Did I tell you bought a copy of the one in the woods, Tweez?
Did he really? Okay.
Yeah.
I did see. I got the notification. That the late pledges are open. And
yes, and I don't know if I should. I don't think I can afford it, but crikey,
I can't. I've got the one here. I've got the Sands one, which looks really fun to me. I was excited about it, and so I think I'll go with that one. And they seem to produce
one. Yeah, I've got the first one ordered and the new one.
Yeah.
So
and it's funny because the forest ones, the fairy one, seems to be easily accessible. It didn't seem to go so well, so there's a lot of access to that one. You can buy that.
Like a bit hey nonny no,
Some people like a little hey nonny no.
Well, I suppose so. Yes, and I'm not adverse to a bit of hey nonny no, elves and gnomes. I'm not, but I much prefer vampires and things, So.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool one. I like the vampire theme to it. It's really cool. I do enjoy that.
So we played
the new one looked really interesting. I may pick that one up.
It's the States of Siege one.
I'll have to take a look at it. The theme is what really makes me interested.
The Incas,
because it's a mix of Japanese or Asian.
Incas,
Asian and like Aztecs. It's an interesting mix. Yeah. Mayan, Aztecs. Yeah, that whole South American indigenous tribe.
Yeah.
So,
but then I've been trying to still nearly finished. Just finishing off the editing for Skies Above Britain. Lots going on. Lots of people in the fate box. Oh dear, can't say too much. But you're all right, Tony. You're having a rest because you're fatigued.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense about right now with the way life's going with me. It's been insane this week, and school kind of starts up for me next Tuesday. I have trainings Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, while my master's classes are ending next week, and so I've got a lot of everything going on with that. So we were talking about the what game were we just talking about? The Hexplore series.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hexplore series. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then tomorrow
William Bird had to deal with Debbie yesterday. Debbie's been a pain in the butt over here. That's the hurricane that's been hitting us.
Yeah, B. It's not very
it's Deborah, but everybody calls it Debbie. My sister-in-law's name is Deb, so I'm kind of having fun with that in my mind.
She is a bit of a whirlwind, I hear.
I love my sister-in-law. She is awesome. She's a great girl. I'm so glad my brother-in-law married her. They are such a great family. I have so much fun with.
Hold on,
my,
hold on. They can't both be in-laws. One's got to be either your brother or your sister.
No,
You said my sister-in-law married my brother-in-law.
yes, that's true. Well, no, she is my sister-in-law now because she married my brother-in-law.
Right.
Karen's brother is who is.
Okay, sound a little bit weird there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I've heard of keep it in the family, but crikey.
That's my sister's uncle's cousin's brother's roommates.
I got it. Right.
Which makes us absolutely nothing, as to quote Spaceballs.
And tomorrow, Spaceballs, I haven't seen that for years. I have to watch that again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we've just finalized the designer of Enforced to Heaven coming on the show, and Christoph, I think, is interested. We've got Greg. He calls himself Greg. It's an unpronounceable Polish name, so whatever that means. And he's coming on the show tomorrow. He might be a bit late, but yeah, to talk about this new game, Enforced to Heaven, the Polish invasion of 39. So that's about it.
Yeah. Yes. I got another turn. Matter of fact, it was Tuesday after we played. I think Tuesday night I had a little bit of time, so I got another turn of my Panzer Grenadier in which I was.
I see you're playing that again. Yes, you're playing a lot.
I'm actually enjoying it on Vassal. It makes it easy to hit the buttons. All the counters disappear. I may try to do a separate camera for some dice rolling, so I can roll actual dice instead of hitting the button, because I think that'd be a little bit more fun. That might make that it might help that tactile sense that I'm missing.
Yes.
With that, I meant to record turn 2 of Heroes Against the Red Star, again, a lock and load title. Cheers. Lock and load.
Oh, cheers. Yes. And that looks like that's soon on its way. Have you seen the video?
Yes, I saw the video. I was getting stoked. That means the final production copies made it to David, which means then the next ones will be coming soon, which is awesome.
Awesome. And Nordic, yes, I did say early war, World War II. Polish campaign, 39 September. We've got the designer of a new VUCA game coming on the show tomorrow in the War Room, talking about it from the Polish point of view.
That's what's interesting. See, I hate the fact I own all these games. I have the Deluge, which by Panzer Grenadier, which is the Polish, which is that time period, that Polish, that 39 early war Polish. So that's always interesting.
Yeah, so. It's got one of those typical Polish names where you think this doesn't look right. But he called himself Greg afterwards. So I think
you can go by Greg, but I do like Christoph's suggestion. Win a game if you can pronounce it right. Polish people are unfortunately not allowed to play. But I'll tell you what, having a teaching, I mean, I get a lot of weird last names, and a lot of the Polish ones you're like, what? How did you get that out of that spelling? But okay.
I can see the bit at the end, wits, I can see that. Mm-hmm. But William, what we're talking about, what game we're talking about, the one of this Polish game?
The Polish,
Heaven. Yeah, Enforced to Heaven. It's not even on their website yet, but Greg tells me it's coming out later this year, hopefully. Mm-hmm. So it's a point-to-point game. Okay, very solo friendly.
I prefer a game, the early war rough. I got a game that you played on your channel yesterday from Hexy.
Oh, right. Okay.
He sold it to me. He sold me the tri-pack.
Battles of the American Revolution tri-pack. Yes, yeah. Hope you enjoy it.
I do love that series. We need to play that rough. We definitely need to add that.
It might be best. It might even be good to play one of the ones.
Here's what I would say. If we should switch sides. I should play the Brits and you should play the rebels.
I should play the nasty colonists.
Yeah, I think we should switch, and then
there'll be no thing about
Yeah,
there might be. I might lose on purpose. Anyway, no.
By the way, the White Plains. The White Plains is the largest of the game so far out of that Battles of the American Revolution. So that's that. If I remember right, that's the biggest one
It's
of
not
them all.
quite as friendly as the tri-pack, which is very solo friendly. I mean,
although I'm looking forward to that second tri-pack to come out, because then I'll have all of them. If I get that second tri-pack, because it's missing the few ones I have.
I didn't get the Rhode Island one.
I did get. I do have that one. So. But he owns the Poland Defiant.
Defiant. You've got that, haven't you?
I've got it, but it's not by decision. It's by
Red Revolution, isn't it?
Revolution, yeah.
It's a folio game. You can buy it as a folio.
Yeah, in the bag, or I don't even know if they have the box version. I think it's just the bag version.
Yeah, it's Revolution games. Good.
Well,
it's
funny because I look at like rough, like behind you, you've got all your games. I look at my games and then realize I have a big, gigantic drawer full of a bunch of the folio, and I don't even have all my games out where
I've got them on the window ledge, in those sort of magazine holder things.
Yep. So
that's cool. No, that's good. Lots going on.
So he's got that one. Yes, he's got the one from Revolution. He thought it was
it's easy.
Don't worry about it. No,
I do it all the time, Koi.
We're all friends here. All friends here.
Don't matter.
Nordic was in the British Army, a light infantry.
No, he was in like me in the enacting thing. I was in the Civil War, English Civil War reenactment.
Light infantry to precise, but should have been a grenadier, as my build is more grenadier than a light bob.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, the fun of it. So, but I actually gonna get some recording done on. Gonna continue that lock and load the tactical.
Oh, stop it! I'm running out of beer. Cheers.
Oh man, yeah. I got. By the way, I am drinking Founders Mortal Bloom, which is a hazy IPA.
Do you mean it's cloudy?
Yes, it's citrusy with tropical notes.
They've left the yeast in. Is that what you're saying?
Hops.
It's
hoppy. It's hoppy.
Hops don't make it hazy. Yeast make it hazy.
Yeah.
You're talking to a beer brewer here many years ago.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Drink responsibly. They do not serve Founders in the UK. Is that what that says? Oh, in the clink. Sorry. Could be the same thing. The UK, the clink. I don't know. They kind of go together. The clink is what we call the prisons over here. It's a slang term for jail.
Yeah, I know what the clink is. Yeah. We called it Australia.
No offense to our Australian brothers.
I'm joking to any Aussies that are watching. I'm joking.
We love you. We love you guys down under. Yeah. We really do. Well, and it's even worse if you go to Tasmania, because those were for the mentally disturbed.
It still is.
Hobart. Yeah, I'm not kidding. One of somebody I know, not YouTuber. He's on BGG. He's actually from Hobart, and he was talking about how he used to hang out at the or explore the abandoned insane asylum that's in Hobart. So,
scary.
Yeah, those places freak me out. But
they do. So. Even hospitals, it'd be a place of healing. Abandoned hospitals, they're freaky.
They are creepy as all get out. I would love to buy, Ruff. I would love to buy an older school building that's been abandoned, and then refurbish it into a house, and then
people have over here churches, schools, old schools. Yeah, they're great.
I'm one of my hobbies also is reading. I love reading, and so I've been watching these booktubers or whatever as I'm doing my reading and doing work around the house, and they're going to these bookstores in England that are just old. Like one was an old Victorian rail station.
Yeah,
and it's like it's insane. It's really, really cool. So
yeah, if you've got the money. And what I call the Irish, I love the Irish because I've got Irish blood in me as well. So yeah, that's joke. It's a joke. Yeah, I'm mucking about. I love Australians because a lot of Irish over there, and love the Irish.
Speaking of Gettysburg, I just finished watching Gettysburg. I always like to, especially if I'm getting overwhelmed with a lot of schoolwork and history, I watch the movie Gettysburg because that's what got me into history in the first case. But I believe I believe you on this one. There's been enough, like it's literally the most haunted place in America is the battlefields of Gettysburg. Just YouTube, just search YouTube Gettysburg ghosts, and you'll be amazed at what
you
they
see. That wouldn't do anything. I could go and stand on the battlefield of Gettysburg in a rain with the lightning going and going. What am I doing in this field? But, because I don't know, and it's not in my blood, I suppose, but I don't know enough about the conflict. So,
yeah, just the number of
yeah,
of deaths and casualties and stuff like that, and casualties and deaths they couldn't even record because they were just obliterated on some of the cannon fodder. I mean,
yeah.
the term cannon fodder is legit in this case.
Yeah. And the people that I've got Scottish blood in me as well, so I'm a bit of a mongrel, as we say.
Oh, I'm Scotch Irish. Like
yeah, with some English in it, but I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, a lot of the casualties were, not killed. Most died from their wounds.
Their wounds, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, when you get lead going through you, that breaks off in pieces, and not only does it like destroy your inside, but then you get an lead infection, lead poisoning with it too. So.
Yeah, no, that's I think.
Yes. That and then in the movies they show him riding on a horse. Well, he rode in on a horse. What do you think's going to happen? And they show the horse riding away. They don't think they actually found it. So, yeah.
How did the horse survive?
It's a melting pot everywhere, just about when it comes down to it.
Yes,
I love that. It's fun and everything like that. Well, we can get some more talking done. We got 2 turns left of this, so we will finish it today. So it'll probably go pretty quickly, being that I have very few actual units left. And Ruff,
but I don't think I'm going to win.
You have a lot of disruption on here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win because it's the time. I've only taken I've taken 2 or 3 spots.
You actually have 4 technically.
Well, where's that then?
You have this one, and this one. So those are 4 that you've taken.
Is that part of the?
I think all of them are the high pieces. Yep. All you got. So you got 4 out of the 12 you need. So you're a third of the way. So yeah.
Don't think that's gonna. But I don't care. It's fun. This is such a fun game.
Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. Garrett's death was attributed to Stonewall Jackson. A year before, he was accused Garnett of cowardice, so he felt he had to ride into the battle because he had a bum leg. He had his horse had kicked him in the leg, and he had a bum leg, so he had to ride. That was the only way he was going to be a part of the assault.
I bet he regrets doing that.
Well, the thing is Longstreet tried to get them not to do it. And in the movie, they give Longstreet a little bit more credit than he probably deserves. But he did try to not do that attack. Lee thought, well, I've got my own opinions on Lee on that one, and we're not going to get into that right now. That'll be a great topic for somebody of a little bit more stature when it comes to Gettysburg. And maybe that might be something I might get into a little later on. But anyways, right. I have now got connections with a couple of history's people going through doctorates, one being on your war room. And then I found another one that is also just doing his doctorate in history, is also a history teacher, teaches basically the same level I teach in Texas. And I was going to reach out to him and maybe interview him sometime about his experience in teaching and stuff like that. Funny thing is, he's going to the same university as Nathan. He's going to Liberty University. He's just doing it online. So I'm kind of curious about that. So, all right, you ready to go, Ruff?
Well, I think so. Let me get the order of Dubris.
Yep. So we've got turn. So we are on turn 8. This is a 9-turn scenario.
So, we've got to remove. We haven't got anything to remove, have we? Nope. I've got to remove that out of command, haven't I?
No, he stays out of command until you actually get him out of command.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep. So
gotcha.
We really just have the formation draw to start off with. So our first formation draw, we're going to go ahead and draw that chit. It is my guards. I did not want that to happen.
No, you
my
didn't.
Guards go first. Okay, so let's go through the sequence of play real quick for each turn. Once I find it again, because it's not where I would want it to be. Okay, got it. So I can close that. Masters, I yes. I'm gonna say yes. It depends on how much work you want to do. And you'd want to do it, and the money you would put towards it, you'd want to do it. Yeah. You could do, and how do I want to say this without sounding like?
Well, I think if what normally happens is, I don't know if it's the same in your discipline, but in the sciences, if you go for a doctorate, that means either you're going to carry on in academia or you're going into research.
Yeah, that's pretty much so with history.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is a lot of historians don't even have a doctorate, let alone a master's. The historians, you don't have to have a degree to become a historian.
Just read books.
Read books and write about it and do the research. You can get into any archive. You don't have to be a student to get into any archive.
Yeah, and I think the only other one that works like that is the astronomy. There are tons of amateur astronomers, that actually add to the knowledge of the universe and stars and things like that and planets, without having any qualifications.
Yeah. And also Nordic, he said I'd prefer to be a history professor in history, but I don't see that. I will tell you there are very few spots in academia when it comes to that. Your best bet is actually to just honestly pick a topic you're really interested in, start researching it, start writing about it. And
it's different to history because they're going to keep hold of that post until they die.
Yes,
even
once they get to here, it's done. Yes.
Paper, it's not going to blow the world apart. And again, with science, if you write a top-notch paper or win the Nobel Prize, you're going to get your choice of professorships. So it's a little different, I think, with things like history and science.
Yeah, and then Nate Christoph says that's over my head. Hearing Nate tell that you stand in front before jury, they say a topic and write 10 hours on the end with 20 or more books to quote for your reference.
Well, I don't know.
I'm doing that right now. So
I don't know what a PhD is. I assume it's the same in any subject. You have to actually add a PhD. You have to actually add to the knowledge pool. Something that's never been done before. Whereas a master
or a new interpretation that actually makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like for history, you have to have a new interpretation that you can defend.
It's a bit awkward with history, finding something completely new that nobody's.
Well, my master's is technically on something that nobody's, and it doesn't have to be completely new. It just has to be something that hasn't been written about. So I'm writing about in my master's, my thesis, I'm writing about the British and why they actually decided to, what was their motivation behind joining the Northwest Indian Wars and allying with the Indians? What was their true motivation, or what was the motivation for it? So that has not been written about. It's been mentioned in a bunch of stuff, but not overall like analyzed. So that's something you can do. You can take a different aspect on that.
Yeah. Well, see, when I was going to do a PhD, but I couldn't afford it because I had a wife and family at that time, and things happened. But my interest was in enzymes and that sort of stuff. So I could have done something that would have been brand new to the world, but and gone on and become just a research scientist, or I was going to bugger off to Singapore because that's where
I
the
think
money
science
was.
is easier to do the PhD because you do experiments.
You mean easier because you can go off in lots of different ways, yeah.
Yes, and then you actually have physical experiments to try on different things to say, okay, well, if this works, this will work, and go on that. But if it doesn't work, then you can be like, well, it just didn't work. My hypothesis was wrong, and this is what actually happened.
No, the good old null hypothesis. That's what I
exactly. All right, let's get to this.
Sorry. Well, we digress. Right,
yes.
Off you go.
It's an interesting topic for sure. That's for sure. So I get to go, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And I think what I'm going to do is we're going to take these guys right here, and we're going to attack this infantry that's disrupted.
All right.
Okay, so this is with the commissar. He does not do anything for the attack. He only does stuff for morale checks.
Right.
Sorry.
So it's like an HQ sort of thing
Yes.
for morale.
Yeah, he doesn't add anything to the attack or anything like that, just morale. And so what the HMG does though, it adds a range and it adds a firepower. So I'll be rolling 3 dice and hitting on 5.
Yep.
So 3 dice on 5s. Here we go. 1 bloody hit.
Good.
And you can save 2.
I can save in the
try to
town.
save 2. Yep, because
Is
in
it
town
1 or 2?
2. Soft targets are 2, hard targets are 1.
So 2 for 5.
Yep.
Oh dear, sorry.
You saved it.
Oh dear.
So
I mean how easy this game is. Just chuck some dice. It's great.
Yep. Ops complete. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Ooh, I do have a couple. Oh, I got a mortar here. Interesting. With an HQ. So these guys right here, I have a couple different things I'm going to do here.
Right.
So first of all, my anti-tank rifle here.
Anti-tank, please. Anti-clockwise. I mean, I've had to explain to my sort of English British viewers that yes, you call it anti-clockwise or anti-clockwise. We call it counterclockwise.
No, we call it counterclockwise.
I've never heard. Anyway, we always say counterclockwise.
Yeah, I do counterclockwise.
Sorry, we say anti-clockwise.
Okay, I thought that's where you're going with that. I thought you talked about that last time.
I've got a beer. Shut up. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's funny. Anyways, so the anti-tank rifle is going to fire at whatever's underneath this guy right here, which is the Panzer II.
The Panzer IV. Oh, the Panzer II. Yes. Okay.
No, the Panzer IV. Sorry, it is a Panzer IV. Sorry, the Panzer IV.
Oh no, that's the HQ. It's a Panzer IV. Yes.
Yeah, that's the 11th Panzer. That's why I was like, where did he get the 2? Oh, it looks like 2 Roman numerals. Got it. Okay, so it's a oh, the nice thing is I get 2. That adds to the firepower, right?
Which
the HQ. So this one right here. The 2 adds to the firepower. Am I correct?
I think it does. Yes.
Yeah. Oh God. Leadership modifier. What is that again, Ruff?
I'm sure it does, but let me check with you.
Leadership modifier. Page 14. On 14.
Oh, shut up.
Headquarters subtract their leadership from the rally roll. That's not what I was looking for.
Yeah, no. I think it might be in combat.
Yeah, I'd have to be range. It's fire combat, not range. Oh no, it is ranged. It is ranged. Let's. You know what? I bet it's under lead. Let's look under actual leaders because
again, this is the one thing that
leaders are page 44. Let's see if that helps.
32. Why have we got 32?
Oh, here we go. Leaders add their leadership role to all attack rolls by platoons, and the platoon leader uses the morale. Yep. Oh, that's leaders. I'm looking for HQs. There we go. Page 13. I was looking for leadership modifier, but we're not doing leaders. It's HQs. HQ adds leader to the AP firepower. Yes,
right, that's it.
Firepower.
So your dice, the amount of dice you're throwing.
Yes. Yep.
So
the AT. So it's going to be 3 at 5 for the AT rifle.
Yeah.
Against your Panzer IV, and we'll see what happens. So 3 at 5. I get 1 hit.
Oh, and I get 1,
2 for 5.
2 at 5. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Toddy's in the wardrobes in here.
Oh, hi, Wardy. You've just seen me get hit. I fouled.
Oh, you didn't pass any of
I
those?
got 2 threes. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
3
that's
and a
gonna
2, 2
flip.
and a 3.
No, that gets disrupted then.
Oh, sorry.
Yep,
I'm
it gets
trying to kill
disrupted, and I
myself
think
quick.
you have to do a HQ check, a damage check.
I think so. A 9, isn't it? Hold on. What do we? Well, let me go backwards and do that. There we go. That's it. Right. And
Page 13 is HQs. Headquarters attacking. Headquarters. However, an HQ can be affected by attack on units that's made if the attack made in the unit exists and the hex, and the result is a disruption or reduction. The check is conducted to see if the HQ is impacted. So you roll a 2d6. On a roll of 2 to 6, the HQ is unaffected. The result of 1, flip the
yes.
HQ to its reduced side. Okay, yep.
Right. 1. Watch me get a 1. Oh no, we're okay.
Yep. So you're okay. Yep. Yep. So all right. So I did get a disruption out of that, and I still have a mortar team right here. And I am going to, and the nice thing is the HQ affects that too. I'm like that.
No, it's already just affected that one, isn't it?
Yep.
It can't affect
it affects anybody in the hex. So the HQs do.
No, it's the HQ. It's the one it's on.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
You're saying that it's the rifle infantry.
Let's see.
Let's see if I'm wrong or right. Hold on. No.
Riveting.
Yeah, HQ had their leadership modifiers to of any one friendly platoon.
Oh, one friendly platoon. Okay, I'd rather do it on that one than that other.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, but you can the HQ can spot. I mean, the mortar can spot itself, can't it?
Yeah.
No, it can't. No, I mean, can you see me in the?
I can see this guy right here.
Fair enough. That's some infantry. Yeah. Oh, can you in the town? Is there a?
Well, there's the N4. This is not a town. Don't think that's a town. Yep. So the hex side. There we go. That's a question. Does touching a hex side matter?
I'm trying to think if it's one of those you can see. If you can see one side of the hex side, you're okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm not sure. Hillwood City.
I was looking for terrain. This is Christoph, the ASL series. Yeah, it's taking a plunge, but only if you want to. You don't have to go as deep as some goes. I'm taking the plunge. I've played quite a few scenarios. I've not won one. Matter of fact, the last time I got my ass handed to me, unfortunately. But I'm actually having a lot of fun, especially if I find people face to play. So it's been kind of cool. So
yeah, if the hex side is that, as long as one side of the hex side is clear, you can see through it. And I think you can see into
that one. Yeah,
I think you can see into the town. It's not Panzer Grenadier or
Todd says, where is he? He would be interested to hear, and we'll talk about this when we get finished with this. Comparison between Nations at War and Panzer Grenadier, because they are both platoon level tactical. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, well, that'd be a good spot. That'll be good to talk about there. Wardrobe, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna fire that mortar.
Get on with it.
Yep, it's 2-5. I get one hit. You can save, but you get two save.
2 because I'm in the town.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you saved it. I figured you would. Okay. Well, that whole stack's gone. I can't see. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This guy is clear. I can't see anything. This guy can't see anything anyways because they're surrounded by text. So This one is this formation draw is done. So new draw kit. Oh, it's a chaos. Do you want to roll first for the chaos? There's 2 chaoses in here.
Oh, right. Hold on. Let me get that back.
No bloody dogs this time.
Yeah, please. So what is it? What is it? Let's have a look. Is it
Stalin's
in the
Triumph Chaos Table.
Is it in the scenario book?
It may be, or you might have it as an player aid. I don't know.
Oh, blimey. I think, hold on. Oh, here we are. Chaos table. It is a player aid. Okay. So it's 2d6. Here we go.
7. Wire on the perimeter. I'm going to get to place more wire.
Lovely.
Roll a 1d6 and place the number of wire markers equal to the results adjacent to any Russian non-armored fighting unit. I don't have any armored fighting units left. You took them out. And add a chaos marker to the cup. There can be no more than 2. There's already 2.
You can. Hold on. Let's read this. And adjacent to any Russian non-armored,
which I can't put any. I have no armored. All my units.
It's non-armored.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I can actually do that,
You've
but we can't put an extra chaos in there because we've already got 2 in there. So
hold on. Am I being dense here?
I have to roll 1d6. I can place 2 more wire markers next to any of my units because I don't have any non-armored, so they all my units count. Is what I'm saying.
No, you do have non-armored. You've got infantry.
That's what I'm saying. I have
don't have any non-armored.
Oh, yeah, I have.
That's what I'm saying.
I have no armored. Yes, I was saying it wrong. I was saying yes. I was saying it wrong. Yes,
Tony, that's fine. I love you. I just
got it. That was all me. That's all me.
Just thought I was going mad.
Yeah. Nope. That was me as usual.
Great. Okay. Good.
So I can put 2 wire markers out, and you better believe I'm going to because it's going to slow you down.
Yes.
So, wire. There's 1 wire. I'm going to put 1 wire right there, and 1 right there. Okay.
We made a nice little kettle.
Yep.
You're kettling in the as we say over here.
Okay. So formation draw. Next one. Draw chit. It is your 320th infantry. Rough.
320th, eh?
So this is where you can try to get this out of command back into command.
Yeah, let's have a look at the old.
It's remove markers, but you don't have any markers to remove.
No.
Check command status.
So what is it? It's a morale check, isn't it?
Yes, it is a morale check.
And the morale of is it 320 infantry I'm using, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Is a 6. So 6 or less. Yes.
You got it. So he is in command. I think that's the only out of command you had.
Yeah. And then I can rally.
And you've got plenty to rally.
I've got plenty to rally. So let's do this one first.
Okay.
So 6. No. Bums. Right. This one.
Hold on. Is that... What? Nope, that's the Stug. That's part of
I keep doing that. No,
that's fine.
Stug. There's one here. Look, there's one there. Look.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. No, jeez, no.
And then both of these units down here.
Yeah. So is it the hex or is it each unit?
Each one.
Right. So for the top one, yes. And the bottom one, yes.
Yeah. So both of those.
Oh. And right. That went well. Okay. Now, no fire missions left. So now we perform actions. Oh, I wanted to move that one. Bums. Right.
I know you want it. Now you're going to have to do that. Yep.
Yeah, got to get him disrupted.
1, 2, 3. Hey, just so you know, this mortar is just in range, just in command range.
4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right.
So yes. I didn't know if you wanted to fire him or move him. It's up.
Yeah,
I don't think he can see anybody right now. I'm kind of.
What can my HQ see?
Nothing, because there's towns all throughout.
Town's in the way, so we may as well move him up.
Mm-hmm.
He's only got a movement of 2. Now, hold on. What's the woods? Is that extra movement?
It's extra for hard targets, not for woods. Is
one for soft targets, right?
Yeah, 1 for soft targets.
But it's got it's got a NATO symbol, so it's soft. So let's go 1, 2, and ops complete. What are you laughing at? What's commenting?
Your HQ can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Nordic.
Dear, oh dear.
Christoph is like calling your enemy. Hey, your mortars are almost out of reach.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm up for that. I have no problem with that at all. It makes it more fun. I feel kind of dirty if I'm like, hey, I knew he wasn't going to be able to reach.
So how to get through this wire? We have to stop, don't we?
Yeah. Let's see here. Target. Where is the wire? That's a good idea. We need to read about the wire. Wire is 7.3 in the rule book. Let's see here. That's assault combat 7.3. Soft units such as infantry and trucks must stop upon entering the hex containing the wire marker. They cannot move farther that impulse. Hard units pay an additional 2 MPs to enter one hex. Once the AFE leaves the hex, the wire markers automatically move.
So I have to stop, and then next turn I can move normally. I'm talking just working the way for a soft target. For hard target tanks, they pay
it's +2 to get into it, but then it goes away once they drive out.
All right. Let's might just bombard you from there, I think. Oh no, I can't. I'm not to my thesis. Right. So I'm going to move that into. Now you're probably going to fire, but I'm going to have to get in there. So I'm moving into the wire and stopping. Oh, you op firing.
Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure I clone. Oh, you got it already.
I got it. Did it yet?
Yep. Yes, I am going to op fire. With this SMG, and I'm going to go after because I've got to choose the one.
I've got one with the light machine gun is the bottom one.
That's the one I'm going to go after. The one with the LMG.
Right. Okay.
So it's 2 for 5. I do get what's the plus again? Oh, I can re-roll. If I can re-roll 1 dice.
Oh, the little asterisk plus.
Yeah, the little plus.
Yeah, plus. Yeah, you can.
Yep. 2 for 5. Here we go. And I miss. So he is ops complete.
Are you rolling 1?
I rolled 2. Oh yeah, I'll re-roll 1. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just roll 1 dice. Oh, it's a 6.
You get right.
Now you do get 2 saves because you're in a town.
Because I'm in a town, right? Yes, there we go.
So it's just as effective. Okay, so he's done.
The wire doesn't go away for a soft target.
It does not. It just
it's only when
you just have to stop this turn.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So hold on. He's ops complete. Well, they both are. So there we go. Right. HQ. Hey, he was still out of even though he was still out of command, wasn't he?
No, he was in command range. Command's 4 hexes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which one? Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't do anything because he's disrupted anyway.
Yeah, but now when we check, he will now be out of command if he has to do another morale check.
He'll have to do another morale check. Yeah.
What else we got? Got me HQ. Nothing else with it, just an HQ. I better keep him there then. That's it, isn't it? What we got? disrupted.
Yeah, because this
Yeah, the
guy's
other one's
this guy's
disrupted.
disrupted.
Yeah, and the other's a tanky
And you move
poos.
that one.
That's
Yeah.
it, I think. I'm not
That's
going to
it,
move my HQ.
Okay,
Hold on.
formation.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's out of command anyway. I'm just going to move him. No, I'm not. No, okay, leave him there.
Okay. Draw chit. Here we go. Oh, it's your 11th Panzer.
Is it? Lovely. Right. Yep. So let's disruption. Hold on. Remove. Oh, come on.
There's nothing to remove.
Nothing to remove. Check command range. I think we're okay.
Yeah, you're all set. Yeah.
Was it 5? Yeah.
Yeah, he's all set because they're all
sort of clustered around him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we check for disruption rallying. So let's do this one first. We've got a morale of 7.
Yep, 7.
Yes.
Oh.
Here we go. Hold on. What's this? In the mines. Yeah, we'll do that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that one, you're doing pretty good on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Oh, no, there's one underneath your HQ.
Where are we? Oh, yes. The pounds of 4. Right. Okay. 7 or less. Yes.
Well, that would it would also been a 9 or less because of the.
Oh, it's got the debris.
Yeah, you got it without even worrying about it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let's shoot some stuff.
Wow, you still have a lot of your 11th Panzers in here.
Yeah.
That's rough. Okay.
So
fire away.
Let's start up here. We're going to let's start and fire on. It fires on the hex or on a unit.
The unit. You have to pick the unit.
So let's pick the. Let's pick the rifle.
Let me just double check on that. I'm making sure I don't get it confused.
I know artillery affects the hex. It's
yeah. So it's ranged attack. Ranged combat, page 24. That's the problem, getting too many systems stuck in your head.
This is it. Yeah. It just like what?
Let's see here.
For me, Nordic, my classic game is backgammon, which is allegedly older than chess. But I understand chess, people playing chess. My brother was a chess player, or is a chess player.
Units attack individually with no. Hold on. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think it's units. It's all
determine the target. Announce which of your units will attack and which enemy unit will be targeted. Yep. So it is the target. Yep.
So we'll go after the anti-tank rifle.
Okay. That figures.
Just in case you get a bit naughty with it. So it's 2 at 1, 2. Oh, I'm less than half. I'm only 2 away. I've got a range.
Yeah, you're not less than half. You're still more than half.
1, isn't it? 1. Yep. It's rounded down, isn't it? So yeah. So 2 at 5. Oh
no! No hits. Ops complete.
Yeah. Well, let's try it with the Panzer IV on that one again on the anti-tank. I get a +2 though, so it's going to be 4 at 5. Yes.
Which one are you talking about? Yes, 4 at 5 could adds the 2 to the firepower. Yes.
1. Good grief, but that might be the only one.
You're going after the anti-tank rifle again?
After the anti-tank gun under there.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'll get 2. I get to save 2 for 5. I saved it.
You. Okay, not having too much luck. Just seeing what I want to do. Let's get the Stug having a go at it.
You couldn't see that.
I'm going along here.
Well, you've got a woods right here.
Yeah, but the clear.
Oh,
clear.
this. I'm sorry. This is the Stug you're talking about, not this Stug.
Well, it doesn't matter because this is clear. This hex side is clear.
Yeah, but you're going after this unit.
Yeah. Okay. Bends around the corner. All right. I'll give you that one.
This one will be fine. This one will work fine.
Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that then. We'll do that then.
Okay. 2 for 5.
2 at 5. Come on. I haven't had it good. Oh, jeez. Here we go.
1 and a 4.
Here we go. No, got the wrong one.
No, you got the right one.
No, it's out of command. That was.
No, that one's not out. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's like right next to each other, so it's easy.
Yeah. Ops complete. There we go.
Yep. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've done it a few times. And then when you hit to the clear counters, it doesn't clear it. So
yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that
sounds good.
2 at 5. I'm not having much luck. No, there we go. Look, it's just like get out of here.
Oh wow, that looks great.
Yeah, great.
Ruff, apparently you're firing their curved barrel to go around the
They have those. Yes, they did do it for some sort of automatic rifles and things, but I think they were trying.
It couldn't have worked that much.
I think they were trying with the tank, but it wasn't very successful. The shell, not doing as it's told, still wanted to travel straight.
Yeah, once it comes out of the tube. Yep.
Let's have a look. We've got 2 tanks here, 2 Panzer IVs here. I can't see. I don't think I can see anything with that one.
You can't see. Yeah, you can't see with any of either of those.
So what I might do is, we've got 2. What's its movement rate? So we could go. Is it 1 to get into a town for?
Town 2 for hard targets.
Bugger. Oh well, no, it's going to be cost an extra 2. So let's move it there at least. So, and I think that's it. What a useless turn.
That was a useless
turn. That wasn't good, was it? That wasn't good.
No, I'm not going to disagree with that. End turn 1. Oh, another chaos, so it's my turn to roll.
Go on then. Give us a good
one. 9. I don't think we've had a 9.
No. Hold on.
Berserk.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Oh, it's a big one.
Formation drawn from the cup either this turn or in the following turn, if all units have activated, which they have, is affected. Randomly select 1 platoon from the formation. Place a leader on that platoon. Randomly turn which leader from the available pool. That platoon must perform a movement action towards the closest enemy hex, spending all the MPs moving towards the enemy. Once reaching the closest enemy, the Berserk unit must close assault that enemy. Ignoring any cost to enter into close combat, the Berserk platoon adds +1 to their MF movement factor while Berserk.
Yeah.
The Berserk platoon may be fired on with opportunity fire if they do not reach an enemy hex this turn, and in subsequent turns roll for morale check during the rally phase. If passed, they are no longer Berserk and can operate normally. If they remain Berserk, they must continue on the nearest enemy hex. Enemy units can op fire. If the unit is disrupted during the movement, their movement are unaffected by the effects of the disruption. If the unit is disrupted during their movement, why am I reading?
The unit suffers a hit while Berserk and disrupted, it is reduced. Well, blimey.
Okay. While Berserk units ignore the effects of out of command. Okay. Woo. Interesting. So we got to remember Berserk.
Yeah, formation drawn from the cup either in this turn or in the following turn.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so it's going to be the following turn.
Yes.
Turn. We may get Berserk, either Berserk Germans or Berserk Soviets.
Yep. It fits for the Soviets a little bit more than the Germans.
I think so. Yeah.
But there were still some fanatical. The SS were definitely fanatical on that. So.
Yeah. Well, there's no actual SS. These aren't SS, are they? They're just yeah.
All right, Mr. Ruff. We are on to the final turn. Turn number
Leroy
9.
Jenkins time, as Nordic says.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. For one of us, it's not. It may be Ruff. It may be me. But we'll find out here. And we are going to draw this chit. You ready for it, Ruff?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, it's your. So you have to choose one of your infantry units to go berserk.
Now I've got this wiring. Oh, I'm gonna have to be this one, I think. Oh, just one unit.
Yeah, it's just one unit.
I think
And
this.
I think if you right click, nope, that doesn't. Huh? Interesting. I thought there would have been a marker or something that says berserk on it, but I guess not.
No, this is an old vassal module.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what they got here. No. No, they're just the units, as far as I know.
Yep. So, and if you right click, there's no berserk or anything. Okay, so which one are you going to do?
Well, we're going to have the one with the machine gun, so we'll just get him out the way for the moment, and we're going to have this one here going berserk.
Okay. Let's see here. Can we? Rough. Yay! We can't change the. There's no label on it, so unfortunately, we can't change the label.
No.
So okay. All right, that's fine. Oh, you gotta do a leader though.
Oh, where's the leader?
Let's see. Officer.
Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah, which I'll just pick one, shall I? I'm going to pick.
Yep.
Let's pick the man who designed the game.
Well, you have to do it randomly.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
How'd you do that then?
Well, 1 to 3. So just roll a 6-sided dice. 1, 2 is
1, 2. Right. Okay.
2 is Shockey and 3 is Volker.
3. So
3
it's
Shockey.
Oh, let's get rid of Mr. Drulinger and get Shockey out. And we pop that on there with him like that.
And so he has to move basically into the hex with the SMG.
Into this one, yeah?
Yep.
Where's the SMG?
This one right here.
Yeah, there's nothing under. It's just on its own. Oh, SMG infantry. Right, gotcha. Yep. Oh, silly ass. Right. So
no, it makes sense because when yeah.
So they have to just assault, yeah?
Yep, they close assault into that.
I'll move that one back. Right.
That wasn't as fun. It was just, I'm pretty sure that may have been something you were going to do anyways, so.
Yeah. But I do get I've got a leader. See?
Yeah, that's true. The leader, so you get a 3, not 3, 4. What do you get? Is that plus is a, what is it? 4, 4.
I get a 3.
No, you get a 4, 4 because of the LMG. The assault is 3, 4. You get a plus, so that adds to your firepower.
Yeah, it doesn't add to the
hit number, no.
So it's just because it's a light machine gun. It's not very good at close combat, really, but it will add to
the firepower.
3 at 5.
No.
3 at 3.
No, it's the firepower. So it's 4
at 4. Right,
4 at 4. And then the leaders, let's see. Leaders add their leadership to all attack rolls by the platoon, and the platoon uses the leader morale to resolve morale.
Leadership is that 1.
Yes, that 1. So
and 8 is the morale.
And it adds to the attack rolls.
So it's a +1 to the roll, yeah?
Add their leadership to all attack rolls. Yes. So it's a +1 to all 4 of those.
So it's going to be 4 at 3 then.
Yes, basically. That's where the berserk gets it. Is the leader,
because they don't care. They don't care.
Nope.
Oh, 4.
Okay, they all hit. Now it's simultaneous, so I get 3 at 4 as well. So
Yeah.
they might be gone as well. So here
You
we
don't
go.
get
3 at
anything for
4.
being in the town? No?
No, no, no. It's only when AFV attacks.
All right.
So 3 at 4. Here we go. Oh,
1.
1 hit. So those yours 4 kill my guy. So
And I get a disrupted on
you get
that
a disrupted. Yep. And yep. So that's another town. So right now you
one. Oh,
have.
hold on. Did it get disrupted? Did it say?
Yeah, it just ignore that moves. It does get disrupted. It just ignores the and you've done it already. So,
All right. Oh, if a unit suffers a hit while berserk and disrupted, it is reduced. But it wasn't disrupted because you could have moved disrupted. Yes,
yeah.
gotcha. Right.
Yeah. And then if it continued on, like if you didn't run into me, you would have to continue to do it. But once you did the close assault, that took care of the berserk part.
Right.
So yep.
Does it carry on next turn or something?
No, not anymore because you reached enemy.
Right. Okay.
If you didn't reach me, then it would. Then you would have to do some sort of morale check and
kind
of carry on. Yeah.
Right. If you pass, it stops. If not, you carry on. Right. Good.
Berticelli's in the house.
Hi, Mike.
This is a little less complicated than what we played on Tuesday. just a little bit.
This is just
although I will say Hexplore is a dice chucker as well. And actually the mechanics are not that hard.
It's again there's a lot to remember.
There's
not
a lot
hard, it's just a lot to remember.
And that's the way I think with most games when it comes down to it's just remembering everything. Yep. Viper Dave's in the house. Hey, I haven't seen Viper Dave for a while. How's it going, Viper?
He's flying in this mission I'm finishing up recording. So
oh, gotcha. Okay, so what you still got some more. Oh, you know what? You forgot to do some stuff first.
Oh, what, the rally and all that nonsense?
Well, you forgot to see if he's out of command, and I'm okay with doing the berserk first. That way, we got it taken care of. I'm not worried about it.
So we got to. He's hold on.
He's way out of command, but he's out of command.
Yeah. So that's got to be checked first. So morale check is 6 or less.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So he's still not in. Now you can see if he can rally.
Now we can see if he can rally. Yes. So he's not at command, but we'll see if he can rally 6 or less. Come on. Oh, come on! I want to move him.
Yeah. This guy's got to rally too.
Yeah. 6 or less.
Nordic wants to know if he's flying backwards in the next scenario in the next video.
I'm saying nothing because this patrol is completely different to the other two. So in what's happening that didn't happen in the other one. So it's I'm saying nothing. You have to wait.
Yeah, because you're going to give it away. You're going to give away the plot.
Yeah, and it'd probably be up.
I'd have to write spoiler alert in my description.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not. But there are. Yeah, there's. We'll see.
No, you're flying upside down and backwards. Let's put it that way, Nordic.
Yeah, that was my silly. I had the counter upside the wrong way round, and it was it made me laugh anyway. So I said, "Oh, he's flying backwards."
Yeah. Christoph beat me to it. He's like, probably upside down.
Yeah, you can shut up because you're flying in this one and all, Christoph.
I'm on R&R, so
yeah. Anyway. So that should be up Tuesday because I like to post my games starting off on a Tuesday, so it should be on Tuesday. So apologies if you're still waiting. I think that's it for those, isn't it?
Did you roll for this? You did, yeah. That was the 5-5, wasn't that?
Hold on, I'm just going to move. Yeah, so even though I can't, they might get op fire, mightn't they? So let's move. I can't hit anything still with this Malta, so I'm going to move it under my HQ.
Yep.
Oh, boom, boom, boom. Move that there, move that there. There we go. And
this guy can move.
What we got? You might as well move up with this lot here.
I'm going to throw this at you. Why don't you have a move in here so you can take control of that one? You already have control of this one.
I've got to stop. Oh, right. I see what you mean. Right, hold on. There, right. That's it. I keep forgetting this is the last turn. I've got to try and control. I just want to annihilate these pesky Soviets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it now.
Yep. Okay. Formation draw. Here we go. What's next? Draw. Chit. Oh, it's my units. I'm gonna take my anti-tank. Anti-tank
gun, yeah.
And he's gonna go after.
We'll get you speaking properly soon. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
The King's English.
The King's English. Yes, we're gonna fire at that one. So it's 2, 1, 5. So range of 2.
You're
but
firing with your anti-tank rifle, yeah.
Yep. At this guy.
So it's the bottom number, isn't it?
No, it's top one. It's 215. So I get 1.
Oh god, 215. So one at 5, yeah.
Well, it'll be 3 at 5 because of my HQ. So I'm gonna use my HQ for that.
We must try and hit that. Yeah.
And I get 3 2s.
You've done a rough.
Yes, I have. Ops complete. Okay. Do I want...
What are you laughing at, woman?
Okay. We're gonna go with the mortar. If we can get this guy out of here.
So you're firing with your commander, a commissar, chappie.
No, this guy right here. The 50 millimeter mortar.
Oh, right. Okay.
He's gonna fire on that one because this side's open. So 2 for 5. It's underlined, so don't get close range or anything like that.
No.
So 2 at 5. I missed 2. So.
Brilliant.
Ops complete. Although it's one of those things that I don't think I have anything else I'm gonna do. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, it really doesn't matter because I can either fire or move. Well, you know what? Let's do this.
You might as well because that's it.
We're gonna take this guy and go into here.
Why not?
Because as disrupted, your assault is 3 for 6.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, goes up to 6. Yep.
Now my HMG doesn't add anything.
No, because it would drag that into an assault.
Exactly. Anyway. But the 2 for 4 does. So
yep.
So here we go. 2 for 4, and I miss.
And I get
3 for 6.
3 for 6. Come on, boys. No.
So neither
it
of
was
us
worth
did...
a go. No, it was worth a go.
Yep, but I have to go back.
Yeah.
Because I didn't score any hits. So Ty goes to the defender.
Ty just goes back to where you started from. If I'd have got more hits, you would have gone back to your movement allowance or something.
Yeah, and if you would have got one, if I would have got you on 1 hit and me none, you would have moved at least 1 hex back. But
yeah.
Anyways, okay, next formation draw.
Ooh.
Enter number 1.
No.
Will your 11th Panzers, because it doesn't matter. Last turn doesn't matter. Your Panzers could not get called. Here we go. Chaos. You're first on the chaos, so go ahead and roll that.
2d6. Let's get up the things I can sit there. 2d6. We've got a 3.
A 3. I think this is the dog thing. It is.
Yes.
Oh,
nasty! Last turn as well. You
nasty Soviets.
Yes.
I wish they would put Soviets instead of Russians. Anyways. Okay, targeted German armor unit. Must be in line of sight to a Russian infantry, ATR, or sapper. That's not a problem. I got plenty of those. Conduct a 2-4 close assault against the German armor unit and apply the results as if it was close assault. German armor does not make an attack, and you also don't save anything either. So
no.
And I'm not going to read about the freaking dogs because that's just depressing. Okay,
We-
we're going to target this guy
the
right
Germans-
here.
I think the Germans did try to use dolphins against the Soviets, but it wasn't quite as successful.
Yeah. The Soviets also did try to go. No, actually, this was the Russians that tried to do the whale recently.
Yes.
Hence the whale threat level on Next War Poland.
Yes.
counter.
Yes. Not many
Which,
people.
which
got
by the way, was a joke.
Hmm.
It was a joke counter. Mitch always likes to add a joke counter in all his games.
He's a bit of a wag. Is our Mitch.
I like Mitch is a great guy.
Yeah.
Like Mitch, great deal. Okay, well, this guy is getting.
What more could what somebody want? Intelligence with a sense of humor.
I know, right?
Come on, what are you attacking?
Ooh, 2 hits. 2 hits.
On this one here.
Yes.
So
Disrupted and he flips.
See, I think that's a little bit worrying that you got so excited that you've got dogs attacking.
I'm not happy the dogs attacked, but I'm happy the tank went down.
There we go. That's your chaos.
I haven't read this.
What's going on now?
I was thinking it was going to be the same thing.
There is a joke about.
Yes, it's a joke, guys. It's a joke.
No, about the Shih Tzu.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
what's that joke about the Shih Tzus? Oh, she's got headphones in.
No, I haven't. I don't know what you mean.
It was a Shih Tzu.
Oh, yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, I can't remember.
can't remember the joke, but the punchline was it was a Shih Tzu because it was to do with zoos. Anyway,
yeah,
but it's quite funny.
Tzu.
But if
Yeah.
she can remember,
Yes.
you know. But
If
I
she
wasn't
remembers,
saying, I wasn't saying the 4-letter word. I was talking about the breed of dog called a Shih Tzu.
Of course, the Shih Tzu. Yeah, and of course it's a Shih Tzu, not a Shih Tzu.
Well,
No.
this is how we'd say it over here. You see,
I know. We all say it that way because it's the fun way to say
it's the fun way.
it. Okay. Draw chit. Another chaos. So this
You're
one's me to roll.
joking.
Nope, there's 2. Yep.
Two in
So
there.
there's 2 counters left, Ralph. You have a 50-50 shot
To get my tanks one
to
more.
get your tanks one more activation. But number 8, battlefield smoke. Smoke from flaming wrecks on the field and on nearby battles are occurring. The haze makes it difficult for the rest of the game. Oh, we don't have to worry about that because we're close enough, so I'm not worried about that.
You're going to leave that then?
It's a non-issue because it's across the whole battle board.
Yeah.
So
Hit
Okay.
number by +1.
yes,
It's
but-
only extended range, so
Yes,
that won't apply.
yeah.
Right.
yeah, that's why I was like, we're
Gotcha.
not even close to extended range anymore. So.
No, we're up close and personal.
Okay, let's see here. Last chit, Ruff. Is it going to be you or is it going to be an intern? It's an intern.
Oh no! No, I was robbed.
Yep. I want to see. So, yep, that was it. So, you got a grand total. Actually, not too bad. You got a total of 1, 2, 3,
Ian's
4,
got the
5,
joke.
6.
Sorry, Ian's got the joke.
Visited a zoo once. There was only one dog, and it was the Shih Tzu.
That's the joke. Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mrs. R is nodding her head in agreement there.
Oh,
Thank you, Ian.
yep.
Thank you, Ian.
That's it. That must have been a British joke. So
It is, yes. It's an old. People all know it, you know. And Ian, as always, comes through.
as always.
Yeah. What do you mean, great tactical play?
A nice chit draw. Yep. Highway robbery at its worst, and the robbery was against.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you win if you win. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All is
Okay,
fair in
here you
love-
go,
all
Ralph.
is fair
You
in
did
love
not
and war.
do so bad. You probably needed to do a little bit more moving than shooting right at the beginning. A little bit. I think this scenario needs to be more close assault than shooting.
Yeah, I
from the
think I
German.
realized that until you start putting down tons
Yeah.
of wire.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you were actually more than 50% because you needed 12. So
Yeah.
you were only 5 off. So not too bad.
Not too bad, but the main thing is it's great fun. If you want an easy beer. Well, I hate the term beer and pretzels, but it's a
Yeah,
game
I
you can
know
have
what
a
you're saying, yeah.
drink. Play it on Vassal, play it face to face with a beer. As long as you don't put the beer on the table where the game is, because that's a no-no.
Yeah, I always like to have a separate table for all my drinks when I
Yes.
have the games out and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
yep. So all right.
Oh yeah. That's the Panzer Grenadier. Yeah. Oh God. There we are.
There we go. Stop stream. All right. So there it was, guys. Nations at War. Both me and Ruff love very, very much. It's a lot of fun. It's a good dice chucker. What side is the beer play?
Well, we're both drinking beer, so it's okay.
Okay. So real quick, let's go ahead and do this. And let's talk about this. What Rodero what Todd wanted us to discuss is the reminder about the Nations at War and Panzer Greer. What do you like in each, and why would you play one over the other? Okay. Well, first of all, they're both, when it comes to rule sets, and this would be a great discussion to have to kind of finish this stream off, because this is a good discussion to have. They're both, when it comes to the rule sets, they're both about the same length when it comes to the amount of rules. Would you agree with me on that, Ruff?
Well, yes, in page number, but as you know, with Lock and Load, cheers, they make it in a bigger font.
Yes, they do. And well, honestly, it's longer. So if you're looking at just rules and not like any of the extra stuff that they include,
I think it's about...
you're looking at I got 54 pages.
Yeah, 53, 50, 54 pages. Well, 53.
Yeah, let's see here. Actually, that's the battle generator. Scenario so yeah, about 40, 50 pages. And I just happen, guess what?
Panzer Grenadier is about 40 odd pages, isn't it?
It's well, they don't number the pages. That's my problem.
Do they not?
Yeah, they do. They don't number the
No. That's
index. That's my problem. I literally have to write the numbers as I go through. If you the optional rules, if you do optional rules, it is
the main
41
one.
pages.
I think the main one that everybody uses is that Fog of War one.
Yes, because some of those scenarios are insanely long.
Yeah,
and although it's still, I have yet to really cut a scenario down by much. Maybe one turn.
Well, that's one of the things different.
Yeah,
the rules. I mean, for me, Nations at War is a nice, easy game to pick up and play and chuck dice and have fun. Everything you need is on the counter. There is no CRT, no combat results table. Panzer Grenadier is a little bit more crunchy, I would say, but very accessible to play. Yep. But it's a different game in the way you have to play it. With this one we've just played, I should have just gone for it and assaulted everything.
Yes.
With Panzer Grenadier, it's a little bit more wearing down the opposition before you assault. Yes, I saw that. Yes, cheeky. So wearing down the opposition and then assaulting them. The guy that designed it says this is a little bit more sort of realistic. There's a little bit more to it. What do you think, Tone?
I tend to agree with you. All of the lock and load games are generally, you get into the fighting right away. There's not much maneuvering. From everything I've played from Lock and Load, which is Tactical, World at War 85, and this are the three series I've really played from Lock and Load. You get into it right away, or else you're going to run out of time. You have to it's meant to be aggressive for the attacker, and the defender is sitting there waiting and trying to fire and figuring out which ones to fire at appropriately.
And there's a tick tock, and whereas Panzer Grenadier, you might have 80 odd turns, so there's plenty of time to chip away at the enemy before you go in and assault.
And it's the leadership is similar in some cases. What I do like about both games is they're impulse driven. So In the case of Lock and Load Tactical of the Nations at War series, you're pulling a chit for a formation that's being activated. With Panzer Grenadier, it is back and forth, and you're activating either a unit in a hex or using the leader to activate the units in the hex and anything around it. And
Yeah,
also, you can also chain that. And Ruff, in your video play, if anybody's interested in watching a good video play, Ruff did a great job.
I did make some mistakes, but hey ho, but it's good fun.
And the basics are there. And as Camp pointed out on my last one, my maths were off on a few things and I missed a few modifiers. But what I'm going to tell you is that generally speaking, if you miss a modifier or two, it's not going to affect it that much. And generally, if you're rolling the normal dice that you do, the likelihood of actually getting a result is a little bit farther from it. But anyways, either way, so you can chain activate the leaders.
The thing is
lower.
With Nations at War, you pull a chit, that formation activates, then you pull a chit and see what happens. With Panzer Grenadier, you throw for initiative, and that tells you how many activations you're going to get that turn before the other person has a go. So if you, as Tony said, your leaders are the key with Panzer Grenadier. In Panzer Grenadier. So leaders activate the hex they're in and the 6 hexes around it. So if you've got another leader next door that's of a lower rank, that will activate that counter, that leader. And if that leader is next to another counter that's of a lower rank, another leader. So you, as you said, you daisy chain your leaders, and you can activate a huge group of platoons and move them for one activation. So your leader placement and where they are is very important in the game. But then you've got to have leaders on their own because you might want to do some flanking or whatever, but that will cost an activation. So you're going to use an activation just to activate maybe that platoon and leader. But yeah, it's a different game, and this chipping away, Tony, isn't it? You're chipping away at the enemy.
Yep, you're trying to get them disrupted or just demoralized, so you can get in there. Because when you do an assault, it dramatically hampers the attack or the defending ability of the unit if they are demoralized and or disrupted and or demoralized.
Yeah. We love them both. They're different games.
Yeah.
The other big difference is line of sight in Panzer Grenadier is quite in depth.
It is, but it isn't, because usually the maps are not. When you're talking about maps. Here's what I'm going to say. One is the new maps are gorgeous. I like the new maps. The new maps are really good. I don't mind the old maps as much as everybody makes them out to be. When you're and generally speaking, when you're in the steppes of Asia, Central Asia, so this would be the Ukraine, Russia, that area, the Kursk area, it's wide open, like it shows on the map. Like it's wide open. There's not much, topography in that area. So I it's like, okay, do you pick orange, yellow, what do you pick? It's like you can't really, what I'm saying?
I mean, if you look at, to be fair, the maps do get a lot of grief, and you have to, if you buy an earlier version, and they're coming down in price, I think the earlier ones like Eastern Front and that, you've got to be prepared to just live with the map and enjoy the game. Yeah, they're not great. Not yet. I've just so many games, like the Nowhere Man in the Yellow Submarine. So many games, not enough time. But I'll get round to it because I love, as you know, I love Panzer as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's distinct differences. They are both great to play solo. They are both great to play face to face. And I played Panzer Grenadier at PunchCon, which is our convention over here, even though they're doing another one up in Liverpool, which I can't get to, with Gareth Evans, who's one of the chaps in Tack Up. He's one of my subscribers. We played Panzer Grenadier, and it made him want to get his out the loft and play it again. Yeah. So
it had to be fun playing that face to face with the counters. That's the other thing. I will compare both of the counters. They are both gorgeous. I love the counters in both of them. I actually love the pre-round counters for Stalin's Triumph, the Nations at War, just because it's easy to punch and go. But,
so what do you think? What do you think, Todd? Anything you want to ask?
Yeah, because you're the one that brought it up.
Yeah,
the one thing I do like that I love about Panzer Grenadier is the op fire, because each unit can op fire twice.
Yes.
And that makes a big difference. If you can op fire twice, that's a big difference.
And it's that's why the difference is with the other one, you can move in Nations at War. I think you can move the stack, but in Panzer Grenadier you must move them individually because you've got those 2 op fires, and you're only firing at that platoon, not at the hex.
Yeah. Well, and with op fire here, it's one of those things that you just claim which one you're firing at.
Yeah, you just choose.
You probably do that.
You have to move.
You could probably do that with Panzer Grenadier and still do it that way. But and if you've watched any of Dad and Son's Dad versus Son, he's been playing he's playing the Pacific is what he's playing. He's playing the Alaska's War right now. Actually, he was playing the Kokata.
He's going bonkers on Panzer Grenadier.
He's got it. He's like, I'm going to play chronologically through. So I'm kind of interested to see how this turns out. He said he'd probably skip some of the large 120 scenario turns.
Yeah,
scenarios.
I mean, they're great if you want to play, but that's why you have that fog of war rule, because after a certain amount of activations, you roll every time. And if you throw over
16, 17, or 18.
Does it go down as the turns go on or not?
No, it's always 16, 17, 18.
So 16 plus on 3 dice. No, what is it? Yeah, 3 dice?
Yeah, 3 dice. Yes, 3D.
So there's a small chance that if you throw that, bang, the game ends. And that's it. Yeah, Christoph, I wish, I've got many games I've not played yet. I just trying to get around them all. What are you up to?
At night, you would add 1. Then each player rolls 3 dice at the end of each subsequent activations. Add 1 to the result on night turns. So if the result is a 16 or more, so you'd add 1 to so it becomes a 15 at night turns.
Makes sense.
I wanted to make sure
that's great. Thank you, Todd. That's brilliant. I would recommend either of these games if you want. And Nations at War isn't. What do you reckon for newbies?
Yeah, it's right up there. I would gladly teach this. I could teach this to my students any day.
Yeah.
And they would have a blast at it, because once you say, okay, here's what you use to fight tanks, and here's what you use to fight everybody else, and this is the range, this is how many dice you throw, and this is what you have to hit. It makes it's an easy. This
is how far you can move. This is it's good. And I would recommend Panzer Grenadier for people. Have a search on the secondhand market on eBay and BGG. You get a lot of game in a Panzer Grenadier box. I tell you.
The one thing that they get crap for, and I really don't care, is they're not balanced, so you really can't play them competitively. Some of the scenarios you can, but you really can't play them competitively. Because they actually they're history based, and show me a general that does not want to fight or that intentionally fights a fair battle. Like, it does not happen. If you're the commanding general, you do not want.
You're not going to go, oh, I think they've got the advantage, but hey, we're still going to go for it.
Yeah.
They're not going to say that. No.
Or like, I think we got even odds. I think we're good.
50,
no.
50. Toss a coin, Colonel. Yeah, no. Yep. But that's why Panzer Grenadier is great solo, because you can have the other, one defending, one attacking. You know what you've got to do, and you're just defending with the other one. So they're great for solo.
Yeah, So Christoph, used to teach 7th grade, and we would do medieval, and I would do castle battles. And so basically we would take recycled materials, and the kids would be in groups, and they'd create a castle. And then we would fling, and there'd be 2 castles, and then they would fling foil balls, like tin foil balls, at each castle, and I would have them put chess pieces. So the king, queen, some knights and stuff. And if they took out certain pieces, it'd be worth a certain point. If they could actually destroy part of the castle, it'd be points. I had tin foil tin balls everywhere. And
You
the
sounds
kids
like
loved
you
it.
spoil your kids. This is not how education's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be fun. All right, they've got to learn. I'm joking.
I did it once because of the kids I had because they were responsible. And then the next year I was like, I can't do it with these kids. That they were
They were throwing them at each other and
they probably would have.
putting
Yeah.
rocks in them.
Yeah. Yeah. So but I did it in front of a person that was evaluating me and they loved it. They absolutely loved it. They thought it was the best idea. I said, "Yep." I said that was really good. I was really happy with it and it turned out really well. The kids really enjoyed it. And they actually learned about battlements, about wall thickness, things like that as they were going through because they actually had to display kind of present their castles and why they chose to build what they did and have some sort of background on it. So they actually had to do research on castles and medieval sieges and stuff like that. So the only thing they couldn't do is build a moat around it.
You don't Walter in a classroom, no.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Although it's kind of funny because we'd put them on top of desks, and I was like, okay, here's your moat. They can't attack you over. They have to fling stuff at it to break down the walls because they can't swim through their moat. So it was really good. So,
Ian, I tell you what, Ian, this is so English or so British. This is so British because you never hear of things like that. We used to have chalk. Blackboard rubbers thrown at us, everything. This is.
I do expo markers.
Teaching in the 70s.
I do expo markers.
Oh dear. So
and maybe the caps of the expo marker, depending on the kid. But
God, yeah, that brings back.
Yeah, his fifth grade was a sniper with chalk erasers. He can hit you from across the room.
Yeah.
Once it's kind of like artillery. Once you've got it sighted, how hard to throw it.
Different days.
Yep. And well, to be honest with you, if you're doing it in jest and in fun,
no,
it's all good.
It wasn't done in jest and fun. There was corporal punishment at my school.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So and the maths teacher, just go figure, I was rubbish at maths because of him. They used a slipper of Plimsoll, and I had to stand at one end of the classroom, and he'd go at the other end and run.
Oh, gee.
And this is how it was.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyways, but yeah, no. So, but and I don't think corporal punishment is appropriate, anyways. It is what it is. Let's not get into that because I just don't want to talk about that because I'm going to be dealing with kids here within a week. So, and I love my students. I do.
It doesn't happen anymore. So,
I do love my students. They're very good. They're fun. They generally enjoy my class. I generally have very little problems with my students because I keep it entertaining and they're interested and active in my class. Which the best compliment I ever get from students is, "I hate history, but I love your class, Mr. Kinner." I'm like, thank you. That's the best compliment I'll take from any student. Because then they're loving history too. They may not admit it, but they're loving history at that point.
Yeah. And they're going to pick up on things. And it's the same when I used to teach, used to teach adult education, as well as college kids.
Well, adult education has to be a little bit different because they're usually there for a reason.
Yeah, they're there because they want to be. And that was great. So we could take liberties and have a laugh and all that sort of thing. But when I used to teach college, I used to teach wannabe nurses, and they're there because they don't really want to be there. It's like, so that was a bit more trying to engage them a bit more with exciting stuff, experiment. Because from what I understand now, from my boy and that, being in science lessons, there aren't any experiments anymore. I used to do experiments as much as I could because learning from doing is so much better than learning from being, told what it is. But they don't do experiments. I used to do them whenever I could, and
nursing biology. Just because
there you go.
Yep.
There we go.
That is the one thing that, so it's interesting that you say that, Ralph, because the class I'm taking is about research methodologies, and I'm reading this book. It's called Why Study History When We Have It in Our Phones, in Our Pockets, or something like that. It's by Sam Weinberg. Great guy. He actually was a science teacher, and he was trying to make, how can you make science and science history like science with experiments, because you can't really do experiments in history, but you can still do research like you do in history, and you still have to justify like you do in science. So it's really, really interesting. A lot of the stuff he's come up with. Basically, one of the chapters is what was it? Google can't save us. History can't save Google can't save history. So because what we're finding out is people just search thing and take the first result. It doesn't matter where it came from. They don't analyze the source. So it was definitely one of those things that it works out.
And for whatever reason, history for some reason is being changed by some people to fit their way of thinking, which is a terrible thing. So,
but that's when and that's where how do I want to say this? Because I'm not upset about that, because the term, and this was one of the articles, or was it a book I read that, oh, it was a book I read. The term revisionist outside of academia is considered an insult, because people are changing the history to fit their political ideology. If you're in academia, so if you're a history researcher, revisionist is important. Being a revisionist is important, because as new data comes in,
fair enough, but trying to change something that didn't happen into something that did is a bit naughty.
That's where challenging has to happen. That's where questioning the people who write the stuff has to happen.
This is what we say when the certain thing was happening a couple of years ago. Science isn't a consensus. You know, and everybody was saying, they were saying, scientists were saying, this is so, You don't, that's not how science works. Science isn't a consensus. So you have to challenge all the time. Otherwise, science doesn't progress.
Yeah, exactly. The same, and honestly, with history,
it's the same with history. You've got to challenge that and all the time. And yes, you're finding out
and it's fun if somebody comes up with a strange, crazy theory. That's where historians need to become, fighting for history, fighting for the truth. Well, and I'm not even going to say the truth. I'm going to say the facts that we know. So this where you actually can write stuff as a historian to fix what other people say and challenge what their thought process is. And that's actually good. That is, you get a bunch of people, historians in a room, you're going to get 10, if you get 10 historians in a room, you're going to 10 different interpretations of the same event.
But that's good, because that's how it progresses. That's how you want to discuss things. Same with science. It's the history that you look up on Google that certain things or certain organizations or people or whatever.
And I'm going to say this, on both sides. It's not just one side or the other.
No, it happens on both sides. The history is being twisted and bent to fit whoever's agendas, and that's wrong, because you lose, because there's bad history in every country, every culture, wherever. There's good and bad history wherever, and we've got to live with that, because we have to learn from it.
Yes, because and I won't give
this has gone a bit philosophical. What's going on, Tone?
That's okay. I'm liking this. I'm not going to give Churchill the credit for this, because he said it, but he didn't become it. He didn't coin it. But he did say it, because those that don't history are bound to repeat it. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, history repeats itself. I don't care.
Oh, it does. I forget the saying about history. It doesn't repeat. It just comes again in a different form, sort of thing.
Yeah. But you can see some of it, and I think a lot of it is because there's such a distance between the events that the cultural remembrance isn't there, if you get what I'm saying.
Like,
World War II
They're nearly all gone.
I can't.
All the boys and girls that were involved in that are virtually all gone now.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that was my grandfather's generation. So I have a little bit more of that. But like my kids, it's just history. For me, it was a little bit more because I heard both one of my grandfathers talk about it, and then finding out about what my other grandfather did, and understanding why he didn't talk about it. Because he was a landing craft sonar operator. So he was, dropping 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 boys
to die. Yeah.
Off in the Pacific, and we know how that worked out. So,
but it's frightening because we had the D-Day celebrations over here this year, and many kids don't even know what it is. They're not taught it in school. It's like what?
And I was doing this. Let me answer this real quick. I do agree with the removal of Confederate general statutes. I do agree with it because most of them, if you look at them, they were put in place in the 1920s. So they were actually there for not a nefarious reasons. Now, should we still study it? Yes, very much so. Very much so. And there shouldn't be any whitewashing of it or anything like that.
No, the good with the bad. It's the only way you can learn.
And some of the forts, it's interesting because some of the military forts were named after Confederate generals.
And they've renamed some of them, but
they've renamed all of them. But the funny thing is, they were named after horrible generals. There was a Fort Bragg. Bragg was one of the worst Confederate.
That's one of the most famous forts. Even I've heard of Fort Bragg. And it's like,
so some of the and I do appreciate and one of the things that I want to talk about is that I like to include other how do I want to say this? Non-mainstream thought processes in history. So I do talk about minorities, specifically in World War I and World War II, because for the longest time they weren't talked about. They weren't talked about. Some of the most brave men in World War I were African Americans that went over to fight.
And the same here with our colonial, Commonwealth, India, Sri Lanka, all that were some of the bravest fighters. And they tend to get forgotten as well. And when you guys come over to us at the end of the war, and I've said this, the blacks were segregated, but we accepted them with open arms. We didn't see any difference there. And I tell of a story of two old dears on a bus, and a black soldier come on, and they said, "Oh, what are you coming over here?" And they said, "Come back for a cup of tea and some sandwiches," that sort of thing. No, there wasn't anything over here like this. It was.
I will, Christoph, I will take that as a compliment.
That's a good compliment. Yes.
Yes. From what I've met and talked with Nate, I am very, very impressed with him.
And the biggest, the film that's had I love the film is, Morgan Freeman and what's his name with the who's the guy, the actor?
Oh, Glory.
Yes, took over the black, and
Matthew Broderick and Denzel Washington, and
yes, great
Glory
film.
Was I used to last 2 days of 8th grade, and I actually get to start that back up because I'm teaching 8th grade again.
And you know what?
I have to have it signed. I have to have it signed by parents because it is rated R. But that was what that's what I showed the last couple days. That was because it showed the truth about it.
And as a British person watching that film, I can't get my head around that sort of mentality right up until the 60s. I can't get my head around it.
I knew you were complimenting me, Christoph, and I just wanted you to know I accept that compliment. I've learned to be a little less humble nowadays. I will take compliments when I get them.
I was told by somebody when I used to, when we used to perform and play music and all that and do gigs and things, and people come up and say, "That's fantastic." I used to get embarrassed. "Oh, I love your voice. Oh, wasn't it great?" And some seasoned, well-known musician come up to me once and said, "Just say thank you and move on."
Mm-hmm.
And great advice.
Oh, we already talked about that. Wait, well, yeah. Here's what it says. Yeah, it's kind of shocking that is Hordley taught. Actually, I'm going to be honest. Let's be honest with the history in this education. One is I don't know how they do it in your country with.
It's the same. We don't. All our main English Civil War, most of the Second World War,
Mhm.
First World War, all the battles we had, Trafalgar, Nelson, all our history, military history, is not taught
or taught very. How do
or skimmed.
Yes,
World War II,
the overall idea comes from it, but the details are left out.
no
Which
yeah.
the details are what get kids
I
interested.
can understand that it's such a huge subject that what do you teach?
Yeah.
But they don't teach anything.
The funny thing is I have to teach. We're getting close to 200 years worth of information, 150 years worth of American history. Doesn't seem like much, but I have to broad stroke some stuff that I would like to spend a little more time on because I think it matters. And as for the modern lens, this is a teacher. This is up to the teacher to clarify that.
I'll be back in a sec. I've got to have a comfort break. Beer.
Yep, no problem. That's a teacher's idea. And making it clear that, hey, just because we're talking about it doesn't mean that we agree with it or that it's right, but we do need to look at it from the context and the history of the time period. We don't have to agree that it's correct or it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like that's what it is. So I don't disagree with you on that. I really don't. And it's one thing that I try to make sure we understand where it comes from. I agree. The problem is just getting so much, and then some people feel one way or different way about it. So, but it is what it is. But I love teaching history. The kids are generally interested in it as long as I'm not sitting there lecturing, which I do lecture, but I keep it down to a short amount of time because the kids need to know the base information before we can get into the details of things. I love hitting these kids up with some crazy stuff as we talk about it. So yes, exactly. I don't agree with, let's just call out slavery is horrible. There's still a lot of slavery going on today. It's horrible. It is not appropriate. It was not appropriate then. Even back then, there were people that were against it. So it's one of those things, but there were also people that didn't care either. And yeah, so it's just, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. So yeah, it's the way it is. And the nice thing is, so it's how you approach it. I would definitely agree that if you follow per curriculum, per structure, per what somebody says it has to be, then yeah, it wouldn't be to your liking. But what I do, and I think what really good teachers do, and there are a lot of really good teachers out there, a lot of them put a lot of effort into their teaching and everything like that. It's how they teach it and it's how they go about it, and they fill in the blanks and they help people understand. So it's interesting to see that, and I give credit to all the teachers out there. Unfortunately, a very small percentage cause issues that make the rest of educators look bad when most educators are on top notch. I've been in the industry long enough to know that generally speaking, 95% of all the teachers are doing the best they can with what they have. And they're doing a good job at that.
Can I just say, I love your LGBT plus t-shirt there. Just to bring it back down. And
this is from the 70s. These are 70s colors.
I know.
Actually, this is my birthday shirt because this was the year I was born.
You young old thing.
Hey, I'm younger than you, so yeah.
Yes, you'll always be.
Always will be. Yep. I always will be younger than you. I was the youngest, and now Nate's quite a bit younger than me. So like you guys even went younger when I stepped out.
Yeah, no, and Ian saying traditional history died off. Yeah, I think that's about right. I'm trying because I didn't take history because you could pick when you got to an
Okay.
age, you pick your subjects. I don't know if it's the same in over your part of the world.
Yes and no.
You start when you get into the fifth year, when you're 14 or 13. You what is it 14? You fourth year. Yeah, that's right. You pick your subjects so you
Mhm.
can drop things like this or that and concentrate on science, or you have to do maths and English, but you could pick your your specialist subjects.
Yeah, there's in Ohio, so each state has their own requirements. In Ohio, you have to have 3.5 social studies credits. So a half is a semester, if you do a full credits a year. Two required are modern world history and modern American history. So basically starting from age of discovery in world history through today, which is impossible to get to. And then American history is right after the Reconstruction, right after the Civil War through modern day, which again is
No, yeah.
virtually impossible to get through.
So
Not if you want to get any detail or get these
yeah,
kids thinking critically historical thinking.
but that's
Um,
that's it. I mean, you over here you have to pick the core subjects. You have to do, I think, science. You have to do maths and English. Yeah. Then you could pick your, language or history or geography or whatever. And my boy picked history, and it's all modern history. I said, "Are you doing anything?" He said, "Well, we did the Second World War, but it was all like the politics." So that's interesting. But didn't you do any? No. So it's
it's
they skimmed over.
Yeah, what it is, in the way that history is approached now is how has it affected us today? And it's hard to connect stuff from even 100 years ago. So early 1900s, it's hard to connect to what's going on today. I disagree with that thought process. There's a lot that went on 1920s that we can connect today. Your early 1900s can easily be connected to today with a lot of the stuff. Heck, a lot of stuff happened because of what happened in the 19
Yes, and
to the
that
1920s.
needs to be connected to see
Mhm.
why we don't act that way, that we acted that way in in the past. It was the time, and why we don't act like it now. If people can see there is horror in history.
Yep.
If they can see, and I don't mean war and everything. It's just the horror of how people acted and what they accepted um, of that time in the past. You can understand why we don't do it now, because you can understand what people went through who are of a different demographic or a different whatever, why it doesn't happen now. So I think the good and the bad has to be taught. It has to
Oh, yeah.
be.
By the way, Nordic 8th grade is when they do the founding of the nation. So it's they split it up so that way they're not trying to do a whole, basically 400 years in a year.
So you learn more about your history, your short history,
Yep.
than we do about anything.
So we spend 8th grade from basically 1492 pre-Columbian America to the Reconstruction in 8th grade, and then in 10th grade or in high school, depending on what school you go to. For us, it's 10th grade. You learn from the Reconstruction to the end, so you do get a lot of that. I almost wish it was switched in some cases, because I think a lot of the abstract stuff that we have to deal with today is easier to understand from older students. I can connect for an 8th grader. I can connect 1920s to today a lot easier than I can connect 1720 to today, or even 1776 to today. There's a lot of abstract thoughts that happen, the Enlightenment, the citizens' rights, human rights, the rights of man, all those John Locke, all those abstract thoughts, basic needs, basic human rights. It's easier to connect with an older student group than with a younger student group. But yet I have to do that.
I think the younger student group, the youngsters, the kids, they're like 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, need the excitement of history. The battles and the not just war battles, but battles in society and all that. They need the excitement. And then as they get older, then they can apply that and learn the more philosophical stuff about history. I don't know if that's...
It's one of those things. I'm learning about how to use primary sources in classrooms, which I do anyways. That's something I always done because I that's how I think people and students learn the best is when you do that. But what I found is that, in what the research that I've done with this class, is that you have to be very methodical about the primary sources you use, and not because of the age or the material itself, but because of the thought processes. Students at a younger age are more apt to like individual stories about people.
Yeah.
With that, while
Like adventure stories to get them
Yep.
into the thing. The other thing you do as well, you teach love of country as well, don't you?
Yep. I try
And-
to.
and
And I try to teach the bad stuff and say, hey, we're not
you've got to
perfect.
teach the bad stuff. But I'm not sure if we teach love of country. We just teach the bad stuff. We don't teach the good stuff.
Mm.
I could be wrong.
Again, to me, I'll be honest with you, it depends on the teacher. It depends on the teacher. I've
Yeah.
had teachers, in my own experience, that have been very anti stuff, anti country, whatever, and it's come across in their teaching, not just history but other classes as well.
It shouldn't affect whatever your inclination
Mhm.
politically. It shouldn't affect
Yep.
what you teach, but it does. You're quite right.
Mhm. Surprised they said they talk about the Holocaust school over there.
It's
Yeah.
gotta
Oh
be
yeah.
talked about.
Oh
It's gotta
God.
be
Yes.
talked about.
Yes.
Of course it
Yes.
has.
Yes. There's literally nothing I not allowed to talk about. As
The
much as
problem,
everybody thinks it is out there,
yeah,
it's not. It's how it's taught. It's is there an agenda to how you teach it is where the problem comes in.
they've got to
So
talk about it. I'm not sure how they talk about it
Mhm.
because objective talk about it. It has to bring up the nasty whys and wheres and how
Mhm.
it all came about. But yeah, they're starting to talk about it. I don't think they did a little way back. They were sort of
Well,
trying
Japan
to hide
ignored
it.
all of World War II for the longest time too,
Yeah, yeah,
when they
yeah.
were teaching right after.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
I know they shouldn't, but I kind of understand why.
I can
Because
understand, but they're living on that
for
guilt.
most of them,
They
it was
feel that-
fresh in their mind. There
Yeah.
wasn't much to learn because
Yeah.
they were a part of it.
but
But
they
yeah.
still got that guilt, and we're trying to get people trying to make us feel guilty for what we did in the past. Yes, we did some bad stuff. We did some good stuff, and we should celebrate the good stuff and learn from the bad stuff, not make us
Yeah.
feel guilty about it.
Yep. But it's one of those things that, and then I can talk to somebody else and they would totally disagree with me, and I have respect for that. That's
Yep.
one of those things that I have no problem if you have a different point of view from me. I actually enjoy that, and as long as we can have a spirited debate where it doesn't get mean, and
And
where
then
we
go
can
off and have a beer,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh
it.
God,
We
yes.
talk about something
I'd
else.
rather do that. Have a good conversation. Have a good debate, argument, however you want to call it. I don't care. And then
Passionate
go through.
discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and people come from different points of view because they've learned different things. They have different things that have affected their lives. And honestly, that's what's affected me is different than what's affected you, Ruff, and what's affected anybody in the chat right now. So it's very interesting. I'm very open to having discussions from different points of view because that is
Because you may
what I
learn
have.
something you didn't realize.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And if I need to readjust my thought process because I've learned new information,
And the other person may have to do that after you've
Yes,
had a
that
discussion.
is
They have
okay.
to think of things slightly different. And that's a good thing because you evolve and things develop and and it's all good in the end. Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, Christoph, it's understandable. But there's very few people left who actually were there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was talking about is why history repeats itself is because it's not affecting us like it was at one point in time. So what do you think's lost to the world art? What is the lost art in the world today? Being able to debate from any point of view. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of things nowadays, if sorry, Tony, is that
Yep.
a lot of people think if you don't agree with me, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And that's not the way to
Works out. No.
But a lot of people think that way, and certain ideologies think that way. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong, or you're called a name, or whatever. So you've open discussion, open. Yeah,
It's one of those things. I was asked to do a debate club, and I declined.
Because it'll turn into a fight club, and the first thing you talk about, the first rule about Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
But I actually am doing going to be doing a podcast club, which will be interesting. And so that'll be interesting to see how things go. I have a couple ideas of what I want to do. We have a lot of extracurricular groups that I want to include. There's a book club group and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But as soon as my boss got all this, we were donated some podcast recording equipment, and he's like, I know who to put in charge of that. Tony's going to be it. Because he knows about my my YouTube channel. He's like, I'm putting Tony in front of that. So but the debates, that's one of those things is debating everything's, and I had trouble with it too. So I'm not going to claim I'm any better. I had to do a debate when I was in college. So we're talking 20 years ago, 20, 25, 26 years ago. So things were a little different. And so they were debating whether same-sex couples should have should be able to have medical treatment or medical rights or whatever, or something like that. Or I can't remember what it was, but these guys were ticking me off about what they were saying, and I got emotional about it, and it ruined the debate because I got emotional about it.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that sounds a stupid topic to talk about. Of course, it's human. It's a human right.
Yeah. Yes. The first rule about YouTube channels is talk about your YouTube channel.
Yes. Get those clicks. Get them clicks.
Yes. It's one of
before we go on, ever think about what we're doing next time? Maybe some suggestions from the peanut gallery.
Yep. What type again? We have just about everything. We can figure something out. So throw some.
Whether or not I can learn it is another matter. But yes, I hear what you're saying.
Yes, if there's something out there, we've got Great Battles of the American Revolution is one that's been thrown out.
Yeah.
Flying Color. I don't know if I'm confident enough. I really don't know if I'm confident enough on Flying Colors to do that, but I could be wrong on that one. Great Battles of History is definitely one.
We were going to play the whatchamacallit one, the Mongol one.
Yes, the Devil's
Horseman. Yeah.
Yes, and that's a pretty easy one because there's no terrain.
No, and also the rule book's quite nice and thin.
Yes. Let's see. Is all the information? Let me take a look here. I want to see, because I think that's on both our lists, by the way. Is that one? I just want to go into GMT's website here and take a look. Let's see. Blind Swords is on my list. I'm not confident enough to teach it though. It really isn't. Memoir 44. Oh, yeah.
I don't have it.
I don't have it either. But I mean, it wouldn't be hard to learn.
Which is
Commands and Colors. Yes,
yeah, Commands and Colors with
so
models.
It's not that hard when it comes to it. Great Battles of Come on, Tony.
Yeah, Nordic. I've got one of those little things. I printed it off. It's great. Yeah.
What was that? What is it?
Remember when we played it before? I had that little hexagon thing you could put on.
Oh yeah,
it showed you what you could do. Yeah.
Yes. I'll. Yep. Definitely. Let's see here.
Nordic, you're getting a bit heavy on me now. Libraries of Napoleonic Battles. I don't own one.
I own one, and I haven't even touched it. And it's the. I'm gonna say it wrong. It's the Fishemes or whatever it is. I don't know. I keep getting put on it. So as somebody keeps telling me,
I keep trying to get into Napoleonic games. I can't. I'm struggling. I like the naval stuff, but I struggle. I don't know
Oh,
why.
they do have the scenarios in for Devil's Horseman. Oh, yes, we can do that. Because they have the playbook and the scenarios and the rules
Yeah.
online. They have all the scenarios. Okay, that's interesting. We should do that because I know it's on both our lists. The battles, great battles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's history. Yeah.
yeah.
Is William
yeah,
being
totally
silly, or
missed
does he want to banish all them snakes?
that. Oh
It's
man,
okay. The game's fine. It's the guy that
game's fine.
designed it, isn't
I
it? It's a
was
bit of
I
a-
was not happy with the way the
idiot.
designer approached me. Not
No.
that it was bad. It just was kind of rubbed me the wrong
See,
way.
it can work
He
to
was
everybody's
accurate on
favour.
what he was criticizing me, but the way he did it was not.
Yeah. And do you remember, when Jester was doing Tank Duel and Mike
Mhm.
come on the channel? So you're not playing this right now, and Jester went, "Well, show us how to play it," and that's how we got to know Mike.
Yes.
So,
And Mike
you
said,
know, it can work
okay,
to-
I will do that. Yeah.
It can work to everybody's advantage, but to just
And
moan
I
at
was-
somebody because you can't understand their rule book means your rule book needs a little look at, I suppose.
Christoph is really getting heavy here.
Yeah, I've got that. It's still in shrink.
I have not got that. SPR would yes, it would.
Yeah, but I want to play. I've always wanted to play Devil's Horseman.
Yeah, why don't we do that, Ruff? Why don't we do Devil's Horseman? I can print out the rules are only 24 pages.
Yeah, it's a small rule book, so it's an early game, and
let me download these real quick. Get these two.
But I think they use it in other series. But it's got the come to me. Oh, we're running away. Oh, we're a bit scared, and then you come towards them, and then they suddenly turn and rush back at you. That sort of thing. In this, it's quite hard to get hold of this. 2000.
So we have the Indus, we have the Kalka, Lignitz, and then Einunt, which is the Mamelukes Eastern.
I think
Europe.
Lignit's the one everybody says has a go at. I think that one.
Okay.
If I remember rightly.
Let's
World
see.
War One Koi, another thing I'm struggling to get into. Nordic, you Wally. Right.
What's he saying now?
He's just being silly.
Okay.
Devil's in the
Yeah,
detail.
We'll take a look at that one, but I think that sounds like a good one to go down. The devil. If we did a World War I game, Koi, I would like to do a large, like, how do
What's that one? The lamp's going out. Everybody says that's a great game.
I have it. And
Nate recommends it as well.
Yeah. It's not as heavy as Paths of Glory, but it's kind of similar ideas and stuff like that. There's a little bit more. I would play. Yeah, that's definitely one I would play, and I believe you can get the rules online too. So you could get the rules and stuff like that. I'd have to and I think the Vassal module is pretty good at that one too.
Okay.
So that'd be one. But I think our next one.
one.
I think our next one would be we should do the Devil's Horseman, and then we'll go that.
Oh, Western Front Aces of Squad. Can you do that?
Yeah, you would go. I would go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I suppose. Yeah, it's like playing Warfighter.
I don't know if it'd be as fun as people as you would think it would be. Nordic. I really don't think it'd be as fun as you would think it. So
no, it lasts about 10 minutes. It's pretty bloody, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think I got pretty far on the two.
It's on my list, so I've got to try and play it. But there's so many other games. I've got to play a Glorious Chance.
Oh yeah, so Lootman was the developer.
Oh well, enough said.
Yeah, I have it. It is, and there's been some plays on it. We'll do Devil's Horseman, and then we'll think about Lamps Going Out because I want to play that. I have it, and it looks really good. And Nate's played it a couple times, so that'd be really, really good. Play Combat together.
Well, Tweez has mentioned this as well, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah, it's not that, but the problem is it's not that hard to get jumped by a faster, better plane. Like, especially early. If you're on the Allied side, the early Germans had definitely better planes early in the war. Definitely 100%.
Yeah. And I think it's a fun game, and I'm looking forward to playing it, and maybe doing a little bit on the channel with it as well.
But no, Lamps is definitely kind of one of the World War One games. Like, I want to do Paths of Glory, but it's just, I don't know.
I got Paths of Glory because of the Stuka's CDG
solo. Yeah.
But,
I don't know. It's a little more scripted than I like.
Is it?
Well, yeah, you kind of
play certain cards and things. Yeah, at certain times. Is that right?
You can't. You can't compete with a +10 initiative. You just can't. It's not any good. But the Lamps, I think, is a lighter version, but still has a lot of good crunch to it, but not like overly crunchy.
It gets good reviews, so people enjoy it. Yeah.
So why don't we'll do Devil's Horseman at least for a couple of sessions, see how it goes.
Yeah. We can tick it off then, can't we?
Yes, because that's on our list. And then let's do Lamps then. Let's do that, and I'll teach it.
I have to try and get it, you see, because I can't play a game I don't own.
Yes, you can.
Or I play a game I don't own, then I want it.
That's probably true. The Italian front. Yes, I did an Italian front. Yes, I do agree with that. So, yeah, with the pistol too. Yes. That +10 initial. Oh man, that's rough. No offense, rough, but that's rough.
People say it's rough all the time, and they have nothing. They don't mean it. It's.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I thought I struggled, but boy, that's pretty bad. I've made some bad decisions. I went after a few planes I shouldn't have gone after. I should have backed out.
The bloodlust gets you, doesn't it? The bloodlust.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I can get this one, or you're like, all right, I got an encounter, and you're like, okay, let's do this, and then you're like, oh crap, it's a better plane. Not only is it a better plane, they got the jump on me, they got surprise on me, and so they're tailing me straight off the bat, and you don't even get a chance to do a maneuver because they take you out. So
I love how the mechanics, you do get bleed over from lots of games, which is why I have trouble trying to remember what rules are what for what game, because you've got that sort of thing you have in Zero Leader and Corsair Leader.
Oh yeah, which is similar to
and there's all that. Yeah, it's and
that's impressive. That's a triple ace right there, because an ace is when you shoot down 5. So Nordic got his pilot got 18 enemy planes before biting it. Yeah. You're gonna bite it in that game. You're not gonna make it through. You're just not. No, you're just not. That's why I did it twice, is because I felt like I needed to do it again, because I wanted to try something different. A different tactic, and that didn't even work. So Greg Smith's got a great way of getting the games, and I do love the fact that that's a little bit more. There's quite a few more decisions in that game than there are.
It's a little bit more sort of involved than
it's not on rails as much as it is. So,
but I love those games when I'm in the mood. So I'm glad they're there.
So next week we will do Devil's Horseman.
Gonna learn Devil's Horseman by next week.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We'll I'll get through the rules. And then you've got to get through the rules. At least read them.
I'll take them to bed. Yeah,
that'll work. I'm not going to make fun of you for that, because
I'm trying to read Hexplorer at the moment, trying to get the combat in my head.
Oh, yeah. Because you kind of do everything and then see what happens. It's kind of it's Last 100 Yards-esque.
Yeah,
where you don't know the results until the end of the turn. So
until that nasty thing throws its dice. Yeah. So, so I'll do that.
Yes, we'll do that, and then we'll just muddle the way through and go through it. And Nordic's going to try to read the rules for Devil Horseman as well.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that's
you know what, Nordic.
Many hands, make light work. Yeah.
Yep. So, but no, Devil's Horseman.
2 heads are better than one.
Scenarios, all the stuff's online, so we're good to go on that one. So
I think there might be some errata, but that's in there as well. There's not.
Yeah, it's on the website.
It's not a lot.
Yeah. So, all right. With that, it is time. We've gone 2 hours and 15 minutes, and
blimey,
it's been a good time, Ruff.
It's been a good old chat at the end. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was good. Well, that's what I was hoping for. A little philosophy, a little education, a little ideas and thinking, and spitting some stuff out loud and talking about it, and it's always good to get things out and things like that. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually, guys, read your own history. Don't just because I say something or somebody says something, don't always believe them straight off the bat.
You
Do your
should
own
do
research,
that
take a look.
anyway. Independent thinking, independent research, no matter what you're looking into, politics, this, that, history, art, science, independent research.
Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah, good luck with that. I think I've upvoted everyone that's made a thing. So
I'll go upvote you on that one. So that sounds good. All right. With that, I'm gonna say goodbye. Ruff, it was a good time.
yeah, great.
I'm
Thanks,
hoping.
everyone.
Oh, shut
Thanks
up,
for sticking
Ian.
up with
Oh my god. I had to throw that in right at the end.
Research.
Yes. No, next week's a little rough for me, so I don't know if we'll get Explored in. Well, hopefully, maybe we can fit it in one of the days. We'll see how it works out.
Let me know. It's great,
Yep.
when I get plan to explore it. So it's not. If not, we'll play it next time. It doesn't matter.
So,
I know
Devil's Horseman definitely on Friday, and we'll go from there and have a lot of fun and muddle through that and make a travesty of the game and
That's
make
what we
people
do.
hate it.
Yeah, that's what we do.
All right.
But
With
we
that,
do have fun and a
we do have
couple of
fun.
beers.
Everybody,
Right.
have a great night. Be safe out there, and
Tomorrow, hopefully,
Ruff's channel tomorrow.
Yeah, Ruff's channel tomorrow for the War Room with Greg from VUCA Sims with his Polish invasion, September 39, from the Polish point of view. So come along and find out.
I'm gonna try to jump on. We have a shooting sport tomorrow. Me and Sean do. So hopefully I'll be able to get on and take a look at that, because after our conversation with Eves for Red Strike and his philosophy and idea behind 1989 instead of 85 really got me wanting Red Strike. I just can't afford it right now because it's insane. But it's worth it. I'm not going to say it's not worth it. I just have
you get what you pay for. There's tons and tons of stuff, and I understand. It's it's a huge game. So find out what it's all about. Come and see us tomorrow, 9 p.m. British proper time, and
4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific.
Ooh, shouldn't be so big.
All right. See you everybody later.
Everyone. See you tomorrow, hopefully.